homes, what they are. I get a lot of questions around this, so really wanted to touch base on this. Before we get started, though, wanted to remind you to get over to the website, assistedlivinginvesting.net, where you can get access to, we have a free business plan checklist over there. So if you go to assistedlivinginvesting.net/BP checklist, you can get access to that. And I'm going to put this on the ticker down below. Nope, not that one. Sorry, I have the wrong thing. Okay, I'm going to put it right there for just a second. Get it, assistedlivinginvesting.net/BP checklist and get that free business planning checklist to help you out along the way. And we'll have links for that down below as well. Or if you are on Facebook, then make sure you reach out to me and get access to that as well. So as I mentioned, we're going to be talking about an unlicensed care home, what it is, and kind of how that works for people as they get into this and are trying to get started. I am getting the link really quick so I can put this on the Facebook page or Facebook group, and hoping that that is going to come through for everybody. All right, learning how to adjust things on the fly here. Now let's get over here and give you kind of an introduction for who I am and why I'm qualified to help you out and give you some guidance. So my name is, again, Brandon Gustafson, and I own two assisted living facilities. One is in Colorado, one is in Idaho, and I live in Utah, so I operate those remotely. Have secured over $1.5 million in SBA funding, as well as I've gone through this process, have been in the industry for over 3.5 years now, and have been in the healthcare industry for over a decade. Have a master's in healthcare administration as well. If you're new here and just kind of trying to figure out if this is a good fit for you, make sure you type down newbie below. And if you're trying to figure this out, but you've been operating, or maybe you're pretty experienced in here, put in operator as well. Would love to see just kind of who's in here watching and how I can best serve you. We're also going to have some time for questions at the end, so make sure you type those in down below. And if you're watching after the fact, type your questions in so I can get those out to you as well. So let's hop over here. What is an unlicensed care home? Let's start there. So at its core, you're kind of doing a lot of the same things that you would do in a licensed care home. We talked about this in a previous video. I'll try to link it up above. I think it's going to be over there. We'll see if I can get there. Doing it on these lives kind of makes it hard. But at its core, you're helping people with ADLs. ADLs are activities of daily living, so you're going to hear that acronym quite a bit as you get into the industry. But essentially, ADLs are help with dressing, bathing, toileting, feeding, those types of things, giving medications. Those are ADLs, activities of daily living. So you're going to do that as an unlicensed care home. You're going to provide that level of care to your residents. One thing that is different is you do not have that state issued license to operate as a licensed facility. So you kind of go through a slightly different process, and that's a lot of what we're going to talk about today in our video today. You are also providing services such as meals and personal care as you get started down this path. You're going to have to feed the residents. You have to do those ADLs that are personal care, uh, dressing, bathing, those types of things. You're doing a lot of the same stuff as you get into this, but that is what an unlicensed care home does. Now let's talk about how many residents you can have inside of this unlicensed care home. Really, it's going to come down to what the state says. It really depends on what they're going to tell you, their guidance is, because they set the rules for what that looks like. And when you get over a threshold, now all of a sudden you need to have a license, and you're going to need to operate it as a licensed facility. Typically, you're going to see that it's less than 6 beds, though. I've seen it. Actually, I was talking with somebody. One of the states, I think, it goes up as high as 8 in an unlicensed care home. I can't remember which state it was, but I've seen it. A lot of states, they want to keep you at 2 or 3, and I have a video, and we'll try to link this one up above as well, where I talk about can you actually be profitable with a 2 or 3 bed facility, a care home with 2 or 3 beds. So I'll try to post that up there as well, because it kind of gives you an idea of what that would look like. But typically, you're going to be less than 6 is what you're going to be looking at as you start operating this way with your facility, or I guess with your care home. Now let's talk about the type of resident that you're going to be serving inside of this care home. We're going to talk a little bit about eligible versus ineligible residents here as well. So just so you can kind of get a feel for what that looks like for you. An eligible resident is somebody that does not require intensive medical care. And this is the same for assisted living, honestly. Assisted living is for people that don't need that intensive care because they would need to then go to a licensed facility. So typically what you're doing is you're caring for people that just need some help, maybe some prompting with things, and you're kind of helping them along the way, helping them get dressed or going to the bathroom. All those ADLs that we just talked about, that's a lot of what you're going to be serving when you get into this phase. Now, the type of person that you could do this could be elderly, could be special needs, could be mental health, could be any number of things that you need to the people that need help. So you don't have to pigeonhole yourself and say, well, I'm an unlicensed facility and I have to just help young adults that have special needs. Like you don't have to do that. It's just one of the routes that you can go. Very similar to assisted living. There's a lot of things that a lot of different types of people you can serve. Now, those that are ineligible are those who need 24/7 medical care. Again, that would kind of go to a nursing home. But if you need somebody that really needs attention 24/7, it's probably better suited for that licensed type of a facility. To be frank with you, that's probably the route that you need to go. Anything that is a more complex medical condition. So if it's dementia, they need to go to a licensed home. If if they're maybe they have a catheter or they have a medical device or there's something that's a little bit deeper than just like needing some help doing things, then they should probably go to assisted living or go to a nursing home and not be inside of the unlicensed care home. It just is going to probably benefit the resident a little bit more, to be honest, and it would make it a little bit harder for you. Then the other one is if they're a safety risk to themselves or to others, they're probably better suited for something that has a higher level of care or a licensure, just to make sure that you kind of are avoiding some of the liability that might come on you as an unlicensed facility. So the type of resident, we went through ineligible and eligible, but who you're going to serve, that's not going to matter nearly as much. You can build these types of homes for any type of resident that needs that type of assistance. Now let's talk about the approvals that are needed. So while you are not a licensed facility, there are still certain types of approvals that you need to get in place. They're going to vary from state to state, and also potentially county to county as you get into this, because one of the big things that you need is zoning. Um, Zoning is a big piece of assisted living, and one of the big things that I talk about in my coaching programs is understanding the ins and outs of what zoning looks like for people, so you know what you're getting into. The same thing is going to apply here to a unlicensed care home. You need to make sure it's licensed correctly, that you can operate a business out of the home, that you can have a certain amount of people inside of the home as well. Because something that you want to look at is they'll say like unrelated persons living in a home. Like that's kind of some of the language that you want to be looking for as you get into zoning, and as you get into that, it will kind of inform you whether or not you can get there. You may have to get special permits as well, and see what that looks like. Sorry, I've got allergies and my nose is itching. But there's going to be local regulations as well as you get into this. So you want to just have a conversation with the city planner, understand what zoning looks like for you inside of that home, inside of the area where you want to be doing this unlicensed care home. The other thing is going to be fire department. And I'll try to link a video. We talked about fire stuff a couple weeks ago as well. And in there, something you want to make sure that you get done is inspections. So you want to make sure that you have the fire department come and do an inspection on the house, make sure that it meets the needs, see what type of fire stuff you need to put, the life, what's it called? The life fire safety, I think is what it's called. But there's safety standards that you have to adhere to and make sure that your residents are they're safe and secure in the event that there is a fire. And that happens whether you're a licensed facility or not. These are rules that you have to follow. So you're still going to have to do that. You're just not going to have to go through a licensing process to become a licensed care home or assisted living home because you're an unlicensed home. But you're still going to need to get these checks and balances in there. Now, the next one is starting a business. And we talked about this in our video last week, yeah, recently. I've done quite a few videos on starting the business, and a lot of that starts with uh, business plans, legal structure, proper insurance. Like all of those things kind of come into play. They are the base of what you want to build as you get into this business. Spend some time building the business plan. Spend some time figuring out exactly what you need to be in that business plan so that you can be successful, and and make the plans so that you know how to handle things when they come through this. And you want to kind of go through the legal structure, figure out how you want that to be structured. Are you going to own the home or not own the home? And if you are owning the home, do you need a separate entity that's going to own the home, the real estate, and a separate one that does the business? Do you want to have that wrapped into one thing? Are you just doing the business, and so you just need the one entity to do that? Do you want to do an S corp or an LLC or a sole proprietorship? There's so many questions there that you need to kind of figure out and understand what is going to work best. I have some videos on that on the channel as well, and I'm running out of things that I can link up above, so you might need to just go in and search for those. But I highly suggest going the route of an LLC based off of conversations I've had with my attorney. But your situation could be very different, and so I highly suggest, I'm not an attorney, I highly suggest talking to one to help you out and help you understand so you make the right decision that's going to help you out. And then getting the proper insurance. You want to make sure you have property insurance, liability insurance. With your staff, you're going to need workers' comp insurance. Those are the three big things that you need to have. And getting an insurance broker to help you find that is going to be big in helping you save some time, making sure that you have the right coverage and getting the best price for that. So all of these things are kind of a part of starting that business and getting things up and running. They're the same things that you need when you have an assisted living home that's licensed. A lot of the similarities here. It's just kind of that licensing process that's going to be different. Now let's talk about state-specific rules. Each state, their rules are going to vary. And I'm not an expert in every single state and what they all say. So you've got to do some research and figure out what it means for you. If you're in Texas or Florida or New York or Wisconsin or wherever you are, California, I don't know where you're at, but wherever you are, do some research on what an unlicensed care home looks like for you. You're going to do an internet search for something like unlicensed care homes in my state, and you're going to put that in there, and it's going to come up with or how to start an unlicensed care home in my state. That's the type of initial query that you want to put in there, and it's going to give you some really good guidance on how to help you make the right decision for your specific state, so you're doing things correctly and making some progress towards your goal of owning that care home, that unlicensed care home. The other thing that I would say is you don't have to worry about this being a secret. It's okay to like even talk to the health department and say, "Hey, I want to start a care home, but I think I want to go the route of an unlicensed care home. Do you have any resources around that?" It's okay to have these conversations. People are going to find out regardless. So you might as well start talking to people about it early on so that they can help you make the right decisions. And you may find out that it makes no sense to do an unlicensed care home in your state. Or you may find out that, man, this is the best way to go, and I'm going to build a business structure, like an empire of these unlicensed care homes in my state because it's super friendly to what I'm trying to do here. Um, Doing the research, having conversations, and don't let it be a secret. These are all really good kind of points that can help you along the way in making some really good progress as you get into this. I don't want you to do this in a silo. Talk to people. I was talking. I can't remember if this was in a video or I was talking with somebody about it, but open your mouth and say the things that you want to do, the things that you want to build, and share that with other people because that's how you get these things to kind of come to fruition for you, and people start coming into your lives to help you out in making progress. So that's just a general good overall point, regardless of what you're doing here. Now, we've got a couple people live. If you have any questions, please type those in. They can be about the unlicensed care homes or any topic. I'm happy. I've got a few minutes. I can chat with you about things. So go ahead and type in your questions. While you're doing that, though, I want to remind everybody to like the video, subscribe, and ring the bell as well, so you get notified every time we do these lives. We do lives on Tuesdays and we do long form videos on Thursdays. We're starting to put blog content out on the website as well. So get over to the website and get subscribed to the newsletter, so you get informed about all that content. It's going to kind of help you along the way in getting things out. We're trying to build some robust stuff there, and then we're going to be launching a podcast here as well. A lot of it's going to just be simulcast of what we're doing on YouTube, but we'll eventually create more content there as well. So putting out a lot of stuff for you, trying to help you out along your path, along your journey at assisted living investing. Really, what I'm here to do is help beginners like you launch their assisted living business in the next 12 months. It's my goal. I love coaching people, love helping people, helping you along the way, and helping you achieve your dreams of time and financial freedom that you want to have. So I'm really excited to do that, and want to remind you to, if you're interested in doing a strategy session with me. That's why I was late on the live today. I was having a super fun conversation with somebody that had reached out to me on LinkedIn, actually, and just really enjoyed that conversation. So if you want one of those strategy sessions, go to assistedlivinginvesting.net/strategy. We can talk about your goals, barriers that you have in the way, and see if, ultimately what I want to do is see if I'm a good fit for you, but I'm not going to try to push you into anything as well. So go and grab that. If you know that you want coaching, go to assistedlivinginvesting.net/mastermind, and you can join the mastermind program. It's a year-long program. We're doing some fun things actually later this week with that program that I'm super excited for. A really in-depth workshop that's going to help people build that business plan and build that base, and really excited for where that's going to go. So if you are interested in getting involved in some of those things, then make sure you get over to the mastermind program and get signed up, so we can get you going and help you along your journey to help you launch that assisted living business. I want to thank you again for watching, and ask you the question: does residential assisted living sound interesting to you, but you don't know how to get started? At Assisted Living Investing, we're here to help you through the process, step by step by step, so you know how to do the things that you want to do, so you can launch that business in the next 12 months and achieve that time and financial freedom that you're seeking. And I want to remind you that it doesn't take a lot, just a little bit. Just keep going, keep making progress, step by step by step. If you do and you're consistent and persistent, I promise you, you're going to be successful. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.